everybody. Welcome to the Eddyliveshow, episode number 331. I am here with Maxwell Lee. What's up,
Yo.
Hey, man. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddyliveshow. Episode number 331. Told me a story. I am here with Maxwell Lee. What's up,
Yo.
I mean, all the stuff.
It's a strange one. It's a cool
He's bugging out. Okay, good. All right, so just waiting on them to let us know how everything's going. But good, we're good because we're recording. Yeah. Cool. Cheers, brother. Let's get started. Right. Yes, thank you. All right, yes, caught that little glitch there. Perfect. Okay. So, I mean, coming back to Taiwan, you came back to sharpen your tools, kind of, right? For music, your musical tools. So, tell me about that.
Where do I start? Well, all right, I always correct people, first of all, that I'm not coming back.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Because I'm not from Taiwan.
Got it.
My family is actually Malaysian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my ancestry is like Chinese, Malaysian. However, I do have one aunt who moved to Taipei from Malaysia when I was a little kid. So
Okay.
I have visited her growing up many times. So I did have some familiarity and one family member in Taipei
Okay.
when we decided to come here. But it's not really coming back because we don't have any other ties. My wife doesn't have any ties to Taiwan,
So that kind of makes it even more interesting because you're not coming back. You're coming to Taiwan and you're thinking, you came here specifically because you're like, I want to, well, you tell me why.
Yeah, okay.
You tell me why you came here
So
specifically. Tell me what's up. What's up?
It can be a very long story. It could be a little shorter. So
We got time.
I'll try to give you the overview first, and then
Let's
if you're curious about something, you can ask me.
Shoot.
My wife is Cantonese. She's from Macau. Her family's from Guangdong province and Macau. And then my family, like I said, is from Malaysia. So we both have Chinese ancestry, but we don't have ties to Taiwan. But ever since we met in the U.S., we always talked about moving to Asia for some period of time. Talked about it, thought about it when we were having our first kid, decided not to at the time. And so it was just a long running thought in the back of our minds and something we really wanted to do for our own sort of quality of life because we both love Asia. We loved to travel to Asia. And then also once we had kids, we figured at some point we want to immerse them in sort of we want to immerse them in a Chinese culture, some Chinese language, and also be closer to the half of our family who still lives in Asia. Okay. So I have to currently jump in there because Malaysia and Hong Kong, right? Okay. Macau.
Macau. So Macau is even more diverse with the Portuguese and all that stuff, right?
Sure.
So why not choose Macau or Malaysia? Why be like Taiwan? I love it here, obviously. But tell me, that's a really cool move.
Yeah, we were thinking about it. We thought about Hong Kong, considered Macau as well, considered Penang, Kuala Lumpur, because I still have a lot of family in those places. And Malaysia is a very easy country to live in coming from America. I mean, the transition would have been very smooth. So we thought about Singapore as well, which is also a very easy transition.
Yeah, it's nice there.
I have family in Singapore as well.
Nice.
And I would say throughout our consideration process, 5-6 years, however long it was, we thought we had picked one of those cities, and every single one of those cities was sort of the top pick at one point in time or another. So there was a lot of sort of change and debate, discussion. But the timing, I'd say when we were getting really serious about locking in sort of a time frame when we wanted to move, Hong Kong was kind of starting to go down. They had a lot of the protests over the security bill.
The protests that was huge.
And we were in Hong Kong at the time actually, and we had a lot of friends who were telling us, you have 2 kids now. Why do you want to move here? We're looking to get out. Okay. And so it really dramatically changed sort of the perspective that we had. And Hong Kong quickly went out of the picture.
Gotcha.
I would say Taipei just ended up being the choice because it was our favorite city.
Okay.
Of all the ones that we considered, it was the one city that we thought had the most positives and the least negatives, like overall. So,
I mean,
yeah.
Usually, like when I go back to Canada, everybody, when they think of Taiwan and they think of Taipei, it's always like, oh my God, China's coming. Aren't you worried about China? And I've been here for like over 20 years, right? So you're deciding Taipei. You were here before. You must have been here before to be like, oh, this is a great place.
Yeah, I visited for like, 5-6 days.
Okay.
A bunch of times.
Okay.
So nothing really long term, but like enough that I felt I had a decent idea of what it would be like to move there.
Okay. And why did you feel that? Sorry, I'm going a little bit deep on this because it's really interesting. So you're realizing, okay, I've got to move my kids. I want to take my kids out of the States.
Yeah.
And I got to go to Asia.
Yeah.
So what was that thought process?
It was less about wanting to leave the U.S. At the time.
Okay.
It was less about wanting to leave and more about wanting to broaden our horizons.
Got it.
My wife and I were kind of serial entrepreneurs, so we did a few different businesses, and we felt like if we go to Asia, we can expand our business network.
Love it.
And then find another business that we can, look for opportunity there.
Got it. Okay.
So it was sort of it was a vague idea that this could help us business-wise, professionally.
Okay.
We don't know exactly what, and we're not targeting something specific.
Got it.
But just being in Asia would then allow us to expand that.
Okay.
So,
cool.
So that was some of the thought.
Okay. Cool. And I think one of the good things about Taipei is it's like a hub. The topic comes up all the time because we always talk about Taiwan, but it's like a hub. I mean, you can go to Korea, you can go to Japan, you can go to Singapore. Everything is reasonably close, right? So that's great, man. Yeah. So how long have you been here now?
About 3.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we came in the summer of 22. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so far so good. That's post-COVID, I think, right?
Correct.
Post-COVID.
Yeah,
Got it. Yeah. COVID was crazy times, but we don't have to go into that. So. You want to get back into music, right? So let's talk a little bit about the music. Let's start with music, and then we'll do the entrepreneur stuff after.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's start with the music.
Let me rewind to 2009, 2010. I was coming out of grad school. I had a music degree.
Oh, nice.
But my music degree is like classical based. And I was wanting
piano, violin sort of thing.
Yeah, I actually did both.
Saw some violin
I studied
stuff.
piano and violin. I got my master's in piano performance. Nice. But I did a lot of violin as well. I played in orchestras, studied string pedagogy, like how to teach violin, things like that. So I was still active in it up until I sort of graduated with my master's degree, and then I was like, okay, now I actually want to do like pop music, rock music. So that's what I'm gonna do.
That's awesome. That's a pivot. That's a pivot right there.
It was a pivot.
Okay.
Maybe I'm sort of gonna glaze over this for now.
Sure.
You can come back if you want to dig in deeper. But
shoot,
basically, I would say I had a lot of talent, but I had a couple mindset obstacles.
Yeah.
One was that I maybe with my Asian upbringing, I was taught to like avoid failure at all costs.
Sure.
So, and I think if you want to be successful in a creative industry, you have to be willing to fail a lot.
I think. Let me add to that. I think, because I know you did the entrepreneur stuff. We'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
But I think in any industry, you have to be able to fail. I know that, like my daughter, she was born and raised here, and she always has that little bit of a mini struggle with my kind of mindset, and like my wife is Taiwanese, so it's kind of like, it's that typical like meme where, kid comes and brings, a test home, it's 95 in math, right? And dad's like, oh, right, wow, or 65 even. Oh, dad, that's great. And the mom's like, what, only 95? What went wrong? It's that typical thing. So I get that. And I coached soccer here for a long time, and I was heartbroken. I'll go glaze over this really quick. So I taught these kids from about grade 1 all the way to grade 6, and by the time they were in grade 6, they were amazing. Like they were just these phenoms, right? And I thought, I'm gonna be in my brain, I'm gonna be talking to, like college recruiters. I'm gonna, all this stuff, right? And then after grade 6, everyone quits. And then we're like, what do you mean quit? You got so much potential. And like, no, we're all going to go do math now.
Yeah.
Right? It's all math. And I talked to the parents. I said, well, what is this? This is crazy. But they were like, hey, you know, national team doesn't make anything. You know, Taiwan soccer, you're not going to make any money. So, you know, we got to move on to something else. So it's so heartbreaking. I was actually crushed, soul crushed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell me your side.
I feel
man.
that. I feel that exactly. And and it's funny because coming from America, it's sort of the opposite.
Yeah,
like,
opposite. Yeah.
If you want to chase that dream and you're talking about what could make a lot of money, it's a little different approach. So what was I saying? Yeah, I was afraid to fail. I didn't really go at it 100%. I think.
Got it.
In music because I didn't want to take on anything that might be a challenge that I couldn't overcome. So I did it. I was moderately successful as a musician. I was getting decent roles here and there. I was making my way in a smaller city in music.
Gotcha.
But I just never really went for it. I never moved to the big city. I thought about going to LA and New York.
Ooh,
and
Hollywood.
I never made the jump because that fear of failure.
Sure.
Fear of rejection is another one.
So
I just took the people who loved me. I went the easiest path of least resistance, and
got it.
And I couldn't get that far doing that. And then I met my wife, and things evolved. We started talking about starting a business together.
Sure.
And I didn't make a conscious decision to quit music one day altogether, but what I did do was think that, okay, I'm going to focus my time on this business.
Yeah.
That's going to be more important, I think, for now.
Okay.
And then, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years turned into more and more. And so it was like 10 years where I wasn't doing music anymore.
Okay. Wow.
And so now, in hindsight, I look back and I was like, okay, that's when I quit.
Okay, sure. Understandable.
And then now there's a time now that I've kind of come back.
Got it.
And that time was more or less when we moved to Taiwan.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That's really cool. So we'll talk a little bit more about the music in a bit, but I think I obviously have my own business, and the networking with the podcast, and I love Taiwan, and I love the small business and entrepreneurship and stuff. So, you were leaving music, you met your wife, and you decided to start a business with her. So tell me we're in that part in your story.
So
which business? What was the thought process behind that?
She was in corporate America. Actually, a really good job, but she kind of became disillusioned, realizing that the path upwards wasn't really where she wanted to go. When she said, one day she realized her boss was kind of preparing her to take over his position as he moved up.
Got it.
And she was thinking, I don't really want his job. And she thought about up the ladder, her boss's boss. I don't really want to do what he does. And
smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah. And so she realized that she wanted a way out.
Yep.
And so we started plotting. We met in DC. I was somewhat of a remote worker, like a half and half remote worker.
Nice.
So we met in DC when I was not living there, but I was traveling.
Okay.
Staying with some friends, and so we were kind of long distance. My main base was still in Florida.
Ooh,
and
I forgot, I didn't get to ask that. Florida.
and at that
Miami.
time,
Nice.
Yeah. So at that time, Florida was we were right after the real estate crash, and Florida kind of crashed a little bit after many of the other markets in the U.S.
Gotcha.
And so around 2012, 2013 was when it was starting to build back up a little bit.
Gotcha.
And we saw opportunity there. I was a weird situation where I knew a lot about real estate. And real estate values and sort of building cities, because it was one of my passions was urbanism, and I'd study a lot about real estate and sort of urban planning. And my wife was a real estate investor. Even though she worked in corporate, but she had always bought properties any chance she got.
Nice.
So she was the one who did that. I was the one who should be doing it and had all the tools.
You had the knowledge, you had the tools.
But I was afraid. I never invested in real estate. My parents had done that once, and it was an awful experience for them. So I was conditioned to like stay away. So over time, you know, we were together for a while and we talked, and she finally got me comfortable with the idea of maybe trying it out.
Nice.
And so that's where we got off and running. Like we ended up purchasing several properties at rock bottom prices.
Nice. In Florida.
Yeah, and so this is in Jacksonville, Florida. So it's a slightly smaller market, not one of the major markets, but still a good area. And then we were off to the races. Once we bought several and saw how we could fix them up and get them rented out very quickly, then our networks were very strong.
Okay.
We had a lot of people with a lot of funds who wanted to invest. And
Beautiful.
so it was pretty much just the timing and the desire to actually do it that made it work for us. We were lucky.
I think there's a few times, I mean, probably not that many times in people's lives where there's like everything lines up like that, right? And then you either shoot the shot or you don't. Like, you know, I had a buddy who's like, buy this Bitcoin, it's like 10 cents, you know? And I'm like, what is that? That's crazy. And I'm like, Now it's like, oh my gosh. At the time, everybody was laughing at this dude, and now he's done, right? He's like, I don't have to do nothing ever again. But I didn't shoot that one. But there are other shots that I took for sure. But I think that, you know, a lot of the times there's shots, and you obviously took that shot, right? And you thought, okay, this is good. You got it at the bottom, which is great. Good timing, right?
Yeah.
And then were you flipping them, or you were just renting them out?
We're doing everything.
Okay.
So at our height, we had multiple properties we were flipping.
Nice.
Multiple properties that we were fixing up to rent out.
Okay.
And we were doing all kinds of types of properties, and including commercial. So
nice.
we expanded. We ended up expanding to a couple other markets too, besides Jacksonville. So it was a great time. We had people that were coming from Canada, from Korea, and Hong Kong, putting money into our investments. So
and you have the Asian connection, right? So people are like, hey, we trust these guys. They're good people and they're Asian. So
it's kind of true.
No, Mexicans have that. Everybody has that. Yeah, everybody has that.
Yeah, we had these two guys, two Korean guys living in Seoul, but they were from America. But they were living in Seoul, running an English school.
Oh.
And the first time we met them online, like video chatting, they were like old family friends.
Okay.
It was just such
cool.
And then they just sent us all this money. They wired us this money. And one day, Kelly and I when we got the funds and we were preparing to set up the LLCs and do all the paperwork, she was like, you know, we didn't sign anything yet, and they sent us all this money.
That's crazy.
Like,
yeah.
Man, they just trust us. And
and
that was what we built our business on, was that people trusted us.
Okay.
And we did everything we possibly could to keep that trust.
I think it's important to have like, even when you walked in, there's like, you know, you just got a big smile and like good vibes, right? That's I think that counts for something, right? Because we've all kind of, I don't know if you have, but we've all been ripped off, you know, somewhere in our lives, and just, you know, being chill and cool vibes is always a good vibe. It's always good, man. I like that, right? Okay, so you guys are in Florida, right? You're doing your thing, and then what about from there to the point where, you know, you're married, you have the kids. We gotta.
I mean, we were doing that for a while.
Okay.
Things were going well, to the point where my wife was like, and we could talk about my wife. She's great for podcasts because
let's get her on next month. Let's do it.
She realized that the real estate business was a step up for her, because now she was her own boss.
Sure.
In that sense.
Yeah.
But it wasn't any more fulfilling for her in terms of what it meant in the work. So she was on that path to like seek what was most fulfilling. And at this stage, we were doing well enough financially that we were like, okay, let's make a change to do something else that you want. And so she took a job as a math teacher. That was something that she thought maybe ever since she was little, her mom reminded her too when we did this. Her mom was like, "You always said you wanted to be a math teacher when you were a little kid."
Okay.
So she, yes, that's what
She's
we're
like,
gonna
I'll
do.
take that shot now.
And she, and she had connections again. She got a great job. It was, you can't pick a better place to be for a first-time teacher. Like, she had no experience, and she got this great job at a charter school in Miami because her math teacher, when she was in high school, was the head of the math department at this amazing charter school.
Got it.
They were winning awards, winning competitions, very advanced students who wanted to do the best that they could. So you can't walk into a better situation. And she went, she taught, and she actually really enjoyed it.
Okay.
She really enjoyed it.
And that was also in Florida?
No, in Miami. So we moved to Miami for this.
It's okay. Just make sure someone's over there. Sorry, that drives me nuts.
I
Go ahead, keep going. Yeah.
Business owner stuff, man.
Yeah. You're good.
So, so we moved, and she loved it, and it was good for our family.
Nice.
It was nice, but again, eventually she realized this isn't this is a little closer.
Okay.
This is more fulfilling than anything else she had done.
Yeah.
But still, it wasn't the ultimate, like, my passion meets, what I can bring to the world, all that. Thank you guys.
I like that.
So then we moved on. Like, then she switched to some other things. Eventually.
So at this point, she's teaching. You're still doing the real estate stuff.
I was still doing the real estate stuff, but it was a little harder because now we're in Miami. And we were doing real estate in Chicago, Indianapolis, and Jacksonville.
Gotcha.
So now everything had become long distance.
Long distance, yeah.
Jax isn't too bad. It was like a 5-hour drive from Miami, but it was still, I'm not there.
Yeah, sure.
And so the stuff we were doing, we had some flips going on, and I'm not around. I was just going up, every other month or so to check everything out. So it was a little harder to do that from Miami. And so we slowly started to wind down that stuff a bit.
Okay.
And then she pivoted to venture capital. Actually, she got a certification. She ended up landing a job at a pretty renowned VC firm. And it's just crazy how, if my wife wants to do something, she'll figure out a way to do it, and
she'll
then
master that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice.
So once she became a VC, well, before she became a VC, but once she was already learning all this stuff, we were making angel investments. She was doing syndication, so she was raising funds, investing in the startups, and so our business kind of pivoted a little bit away from real estate and a little bit into like startup and tech companies.
Nice.
And so we were doing that. A little bit. It wasn't like the majority of what we were doing, but it started to become more significant. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And so while you've got all this stuff going on, but you've still got the houses, you've still got the places, you still got that.
We were doing a little less, and we were starting to.
When it's too much, are you to the point where like we just got to sell these? Or are you like, no, we can just kind of let these ride forever?
There was a point in time where we stopped flipping. So just like, I think maybe the last one sold in like end of 2018. And then I was like, I'm not going to buy any more properties to flip.
But you're not going to sell anymore either. You're just like, I'm going to be the landlord. I'm going to take care. Yes,
but then
like the passive income
over time, each year there might have been a point in time where it's like, okay, it's the right time to let these two properties go, something like that.
Got it.
So yeah, we were unwinding. I'd say. Yeah.
Beautiful. And then from that point, there must have been a decision where you're like, let's go to Asia.
Yeah.
Right?
So we finally felt like, okay, this might be the time. The kids are starting to get.
You have the two already, right?
Yeah. The kids are they're out of the infant stage and starting to get manageable, but then also don't want to wait too long to the point where a move to Asia is
when they get too old, it's tough.
Yeah, exactly. So we were starting to zero in on a time frame. Like, let's go. 2021, I think, was when we targeted. We were like, we're gonna move by 2021. Ended up being 2022 though.
But then you started looking. Let's look at Macau. Let's look at Malaysia. Let's look at Singapore.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
And you settled on Taipei.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
It was.
especially since being two different Asians from different places but settling on Taipei. That's awesome. I mean, I love it here. Like I said,
it's hard. I mean, I don't know. I know
that?
everybody's different. Everybody has their own preferences. But
Sure.
like for me, I'm like, it felt like an obvious choice when we finally made it.
Got it.
And then in hindsight, it's like 100% the best choice for us.
Okay.
I think we're super lucky and privileged. We would have gotten by just fine if we had picked Singapore.
Got it.
Or even if we picked Hong Kong. You know, I'm sure we would have found a way that it would be a nice life.
Okay.
But really, Taipei has been as good as we could possibly imagine in North Asia. Like, it's just been every facet and every area of our lives. It's been great. It's really made everything really great. So
I gotta ask you, like, because I mean, this is like a really Taiwan-based podcast, right? So tell me, like, top 3, top 5 things that you love about Taipei, man, if you can think of some.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the most obvious thing for me when I look at my life. So the easiest way to answer to start off with is that me and my wife, we're both big city people. We love cities. Like I said, I was super into urbanism. I studied it a lot. And so Taipei for me is like, I get so many things that I love with a big city.
Yeah.
But it's like very comfortable living for us. Like, it's very affordable, because if I wanted, I would say something similar would have to be sort of New York or DC.
Okay.
In the U.S.
Wow, really?
And it's way more expensive.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Way more
that's
expensive.
true. Yeah.
So I just feel so lucky that I get to live the lifestyle that I want in a big city for way less than I imagined prior to sort of thinking about living in Taiwan.
I think one of the bonuses for Taipei, let me just jump in on that, is that it's really compact.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can go from one end to the other end in like a 30, 40-minute cab. Right? Like, I come from BC, from Canada. Vancouver's nice, but it's so spread out. It's so far to get anywhere, right? But in Taipei, you can go from Tianmu to like Xindian, you know, an hour, 45 minutes maybe, and you know, it's great. It's not bad, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, in Canada, even in my small town, it takes 20, 30 minutes, whatever, just to get to the grocery store. You know what I mean? But here, it's crazy. It's so convenient. It's crazy.
I grew up in a country club. My parents still live in this country club, and
wow,
you know, it's like a 5-minute drive to get from the house to the sort of the security gate.
Okay, wow.
And then, you know, another 2 to 3 minutes to get out to like the main street.
Okay.
So I'm like 7 minutes to get to the main street.
Okay. Wow.
Where you like start to see
where you actually see other
things
people
in stores.
Wow.
And So it's not, and I don't like that, you know. So
understand.
It's great to be sort of in the middle of action, and like you said, very easy to get.
Yeah.
To get
so
everywhere.
compact, but
it's very easy to
I always find it like a mini big city, because like I said, it's compact, and I don't want to give the answers here, but I mean, so number one, you got that urbanism. You're a city boy.
Urbanism for a very, very
Number
affordable price, so it's great value. I also love how there's so much nature. And it's so easy to get out to the nature in Taipei. So you've got the city, but then right alongside it,
love it.
You know, hiking trails, forests, just all over.
It's crazy.
That's the best balance. I still say that like New York and London are my 2 favorite cities, but I also used to think that the bigger the better for me. Like, just if I go to a big city, it can't be too big. Like, bigger the better. But now, having lived in Taipei for these years, I'm starting to question my value system that I used to hold to so long. I'm starting to think maybe there is sort of a middle ground that's the best.
It feels like it.
And Taipei might be it. So.
Okay. Yeah, for me for sure. Now when I go back to like a Vancouver or something, it feels too spread out. I'm like, I'm just spoiled. You know, I can just pay my parking ticket and my phone bill and my electricity and whatever, and grab a coffee and, you know, some chocolate almonds at 7-Eleven. You know, you just pay for everything. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. So we got that. Okay. What about one? You got one more thing that you love about Taipei? Usually the answer we get is safety.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Of course. Yeah.
That's usually one.
That's definitely it. That's
okay.
what I've told a lot of people, my friends who ask.
Yeah.
Is that so? You, like I said, big city, but you have the affordability and you have the safety. Like that doesn't happen much in big cities. Certainly
in the world, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kids are walking around, hanging out, and everyone's kind of like keeping an eye out for the little kids and stuff. And that's awesome, man. I love that. I love Taipei, and that reason is always one of the
awesome.
top.
Let my kids. I want them to be very independent, and so it's great.
They can be here.
Yeah.
They can be here because there was one other place. I went to Tokyo, and we were on the MRT or whatever the subway equivalent there, and there was like 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds riding the train by themselves, and people would see them, and just by default, everybody would just kind of like let them to the front and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So Taipei is similar to that for sure. I love that. So let's jump into. Now you're here. So do you have the property still, or did you flip them all, or?
We still have some, but
some
like I alluded to before, we've slowly unwound that.
Yep.
So it's just a lot less than it used to be.
Okay, and so now you're here. You're thinking I got to do something new, right? So then you're like,
I give it
go.
to my wife. Actually, it's her. She needed something to do, right?
Okay,
Because I was fine.
I'm just chilling. Your wife is hustling.
I'm fine chilling. I was also gonna crank up the music, so I was
sure.
I had something that I wanted to focus on.
Love it.
But my wife wanted something to do.
Yeah.
Because she
can't just sit
she's
there.
like, I gotta do something.
She gotta do it. Okay.
And we looked at a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
Most of them ended up being F&B.
Okay.
So we looked at a lot of coffee shops, a few restaurants.
Yeah. Did you invest in any of that stuff? Because that's my jam, obviously.
So we were
right?
very close.
Did you look at any of that?
We made an offer on this coffee shop.
Okay.
That was, I would say it's not your typical coffee shop. It was a pretty large space right by a university. So there was a lot of students, and they had a huge underground basement area that I was thinking I could turn into sort of a small venue.
Yeah, sure.
So it wasn't just like a standard coffee shop in an alley. But we made an offer because their books were really good. They were doing very well.
Okay.
And then there were multiple owners, so the owner went back to his people, and they changed their minds. They didn't want to sell anymore because I think they realized that the business was really good.
Okay.
And they should keep it.
Yeah.
There's no reason to sell if you don't have to. So
for sure.
So that happened, and I joke that
I think usually when people sell, that's when that's kind of because the business is down, or mom and pop shop and they're getting old or whatever. That's kind of like the two things. So a lot of people that their business is we all have to pivot. We all go through ups and downs, and sometimes their business will be really low, and then they'll put like a super high price tag on, and you're like, oh my gosh, dude. And the books are like, you're not even making, you're losing, but you want, it's crazy. It's a crazy business, man. We've been through it all. We've done this. We started from a stand in a night market to a small restaurant to a medium size, and then to this one. It's big. It's crazy. It's a crazy business, man. Yeah. So F&B didn't work out. It's crazy. It's a crazy business. So how did you guys land on fitness?
Yeah.
From F&B to fitness.
So there was I'll just give it away. Anytime Fitness is the gym. There was a location right by where we were living. We passed by every day to take my little kid to his preschool. Okay. And my wife decided to join. Okay. She tells the story better because she's a member. She says that we'll
get her on one day.
She wanted to be fit. She hadn't worked out in like a couple years, and her friends were like, "Oh, you said you were gonna start getting in shape when you're in Taiwan."
That Chinese,
and she was like, "Oh, that's
Asian
right."
shape.
So that day she went to join
the
gym.
The Asian shaming, right? Yeah, they're like, "Hey, you're fat." Every time I go home,
she wasn't ever fat.
No, I know, but that, you're obviously Asian, right? Yeah, I live here. I know how it is. Yeah.
So she was like, yeah. So that day she went to join Anytime Fitness. And she liked the gym. She kept telling me I should join her too. I wasn't never a gym guy. I love to play sports.
You're a nature guy, though. Yeah.
I love to play sports. That was sort of my. I like to stay in shape, but I just didn't like necessarily going to gyms.
Yeah. I got you.
And then I tore my MCL. Playing touch rugby. That was one of the things I was doing in Taipei a lot.
Got it.
And when I was doing rehab, my PT said I need to do these exercises. I need to do them every day. So I should like go to a gym and do that.
Got it.
And so finally, because of that, then I joined the gym. Finally with her.
Okay.
Anytime Fitness is a 24-hour gym, and the other thing that helps us stand out is that if you're a member at Anytime Fitness, then you have access to every Anytime Fitness in the world.
Tell me a little bit more about any, because I know that, I mean, there's so many gyms, but I haven't really seen.
Yeah.
I think maybe down south there might be something. I know a guy who's got something going on down
there's
there.
Some. So,
but like I haven't seen any really.
So, yeah.
I don't leave my bubble
It's
either.
essentially like a new brand in Taiwan.
New brand.
So,
got it.
So I basically covered it all. Like Anytime Fitness is 24 hours, and it's and you can go to any of them.
That's
so
fantastic.
there's one membership covers every gym in the world, and we're the largest gym. There's like almost 6,000 locations around the world. So so I was bringing that up to say that I joined with her, and then that summer we traveled through Europe, and then we went back to the States, and so I was going to Anytime in all the cities that we were at.
So you can. Sorry, let me just focus on that because that's huge, actually. Yeah. So you can be an Anytime Fitness member in Taiwan and use anything in the world,
anywhere
in the States, in Europe, anywhere.
Yeah,
that's huge.
You get access to every Anytime Fitness location.
That's huge because even when I'll give you a couple gym stories. Even when I would go to World Gym before, I wasn't allowed to go any other World Gym. And before I joined World Gym, when I first came to Taiwan, World Gym used to be California Gym, right? Yeah. And before that, there was even something called Alexander Gym. I don't know if you ever heard of the Alexander Gym. You can Google the Alexander Gym scandal, right?
Oh, okay.
So basically, I went to the, I was teaching, and there was this gym, this really nice, fancy gym called Alexander Gym, close to my school. It had a big waterfall, and it was like super like bougie, right? Okay. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go, and I'm Canadian, Canadian American, North American. It's pretty similar, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna go in. I'm like, oh, can I go? I want to go check this gym out. So on my breaks, I can go. So I go in, and they got like a suit on and shit. And I'm like, okay, I go in. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, I want to join the gym, and they're like, okay, 100,000. And I'm like, woof, that's a lot. Yeah. I'm like, okay, can I get a gym tour? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll just pay for the drop-in then. They're like, no drop-in. I'm like, I'll just pay for the month. They're like, no month. I'm like, okay, 3 months. They're like, no 3 months. And I'm like, well, how do I get into this gym? And they're like, you got to buy a lifetime membership. And I'm like, okay, you're telling me I got to buy a lifetime membership to a gym, and you're not even going to let me look at it? And they're like, yes. So there's like, you can't, it's like blacked out. You can't even look at the gym, right? And so I'm like, but I would like to see what it's not the money. I want to see what the gym looks like. And they're like, no. And then they kind of smirked and like, if you want monthly, go to California Gym, right? And so I did, right? But a few years later, apparently the owner of of Alexander Gyms did the very classic, I don't know if it's Asian or Taiwan, but they collect all the money and they just bolt. And then all the staff ends up working for like 2 or 3 months for free. Wow. And everybody's like, it just goes bankrupt because, they just clean out the accounts and disappear. So it's like this massive scandal, Alexander Gyms, right? So yeah, anyways, but for me as a customer I want to go look at it, and they're like, no, you can't. I'm like, well, I'll pay. And they're like, no, it's crazy. It's crazy, yeah. So to hear that you can get an Anytime membership, and you can use it in Europe, you can use it in the States, you can use it wherever you want. That's crazy. That's huge already. That's already a massive selling point. Yeah. Especially for a traveler.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what drew me in. Okay. And that's what drew me in as an investor as well, because I think that gives us a leg up.
Is it an American company, or where's it originally from?
Yeah, so it's from the U.S. Okay. But and I had heard of it when I was in the U.S., but actually it's by far a much stronger brand outside the U.S. than in the U.S.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Hooters is massive here. It's crazy because people are like Hooters, hey, you know, and other people like Hooters that went out of business, and we're like, no, it's massive.
Yeah,
Okay, so tell me about that. That's
per
amazing.
gym,
I love that. Yeah.
per gym profit. Maybe it's revenue, but I think it's net revenue. I'm not sure. Either one or the other. Per gym is highest in Australia and second highest in Hong Kong. I'll just put that out there. And I think Australia has propped up the brand internationally because it's huge in Australia. And it's given the U.S. brand its value. Like they rely on sort of the international fees and revenue coming
wonderful.
In.
I love that.
Yeah. In the U.S., I'd say anytime it's probably like maybe a top 10 brand for gyms.
Well, the U.S. is like the mecca of gyms, right? I think, right? Like you've even got like the Gold's Gym and like all the hardcore gyms and you know the Muscle Beach stuff and just everything, right? Like gyms are born kind of in the U.S., right? But anytime, that's cool, man. So you from the point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna rehab, to the point where like I need to be a part of this gym.
So let's bridge that. So we did that traveling. I started to really like the brand after that. I did skip over something. So before we left, before this summer trip, before I joined, my wife actually was so enamored with the gym that she reached out to corporate and asked them, what's the deal with opening? You know, how can I be a part of it? So we did some due diligence. We negotiated with them a bit. And then we decided it wasn't worth it. So we walked away.
Nice.
Now fast forward to the summer. I started to like the brand a lot. We came back to Taiwan. A few months later, one of our closest friends, she quit her job in the U.S. Like she'd been working remotely from Taipei, but she quit her job and she was like, "All right, I'm gonna have a lot of free time now. I want to start a business with you guys.
Let's go."
So we told her what. Caught her up on all the stuff we looked at. She looked at a few more coffee shops with us. And then we mentioned, the gym. We were talking to them, and maybe there's something there because she's into fitness as well. So she was like, okay, let's look at it anytime. So we went back to them. This was probably about 9 to 10 months after the first time we walked away. And this time they gave us an insanely good deal. Like it was a no-brainer. I feel like they had made zero progress in those 9 months. So then they really made it simple for us to say, let's
make
open
this
a gym.
Happen.
So it was one gym. It was a contract to open 3, but we could get out of it pretty easily. So we were just thinking, all right, let's just open one gym, see how it goes.
And you opened one where you guys are? Or?
So we opened one in Sydney. It's called A25. That's the building. A25. It's right across from the Spiral DNA double helix building.
Nice.
So it's super fancy area.
That's bougie.
It's a little, it is.
Yeah,
it's a little atypical for any time, to be honest. They usually don't choose the prime A location, but we had a connection with the landlord. It's Fubon Bank. And so we got a pretty good deal. Made it worthwhile to be there. And we opened this one gym, and then this was what it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a little project for my wife Kelly to have something to do.
So how long ago was this? Just put a time stamp on it a little bit. Couple years ago?
When we signed to do it, it was probably about 2 years and 1 month ago.
Got it.
When we signed the paperwork. When our gym opened was last June, so a year and a half ago, when it finally the doors opened to that gym.
And how's it going?
It's going well. It was going exactly as expected, basically. Basically exactly like the pro forma projected. And but it was a lot of fun for my wife and our friend. So they were happy. They enjoyed it. We love the gym. We're very proud of it. We think it's a very nice gym.
Let's keep going.
And so so then I have the connection to Malaysia. We were traveling to Malaysia that summer for a month.
Nice.
And our partner, who sort of is on the corporate side for any time in Taiwan, he told us, in Malaysia, it's like the strongest market right now for Anytime Fitness.
Okay.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So I made the plan. I reached out, since we're going to be in Malaysia a long time, going to like 3 or 4 cities. I reached out to every Anytime Fitness that was close to where we were going to be staying. And I met a lot of managers and owners, depending at all these gyms, just to chat with them, tell them we're Taiwanese owners. What are you guys doing that's making it grow so quickly?
Yeah, sure.
And that was all it was. I just wanted to like learn, maybe get some best practices.
Pick their brain a little bit and be like, I want to.
That was what it was supposed to be. That was it. But after we got back to Taiwan from that month in Malaysia, and then my wife and I looked at each other and we were like, do you think we could open gyms in Malaysia? Like, is that something we could do? And it wasn't that quick. Like, it was like a 3-month process. We were like, how do we do this? Like, can we? Then how do we? Then talking to people, figuring things out. But after about 3 months, we signed paperwork to open gyms in Malaysia too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so in Penang, which is where most of my family is. This is my parents' hometown, Penang. So we opened the gym in Penang. We're in the process of opening another.
Okay.
And just from doing that, and I think in the end, we're on track to open about 3 or 4 in Penang.
Got it. Nice.
But in doing that, then...
And those are already booming in Malaysia, right?
They are.
You're like, let's just keep making some out
they
there.
are.
Beautiful.
They are.
Okay.
It's different, though. It's
There's more people.
The market is very different because in Malaysia, Anytime has taken over completely. It's like the brand.
Got it.
And so you're competing with all the other Anytimes.
Oh.
So it's a really cutthrough network of Anytime Fitness franchisees who are all like, like to some degree we work together and we play nice.
Sure.
But there's also like, you're competing against each other and you are trying to like sort of infringe on each other's sort of area, And it's like growing so much.
Yeah.
So we're not really worried about outside competition, but we're worried about the next Anytime that's going to move in a little bit too close to us.
Got it.
Because corporate's always pushing for more locations, right?
Gotcha. It's like a Subway where they like open across the street and you're like, what?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Precisely.
Gotcha.
So in Taiwan, it's very different because here we don't have that problem at all.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
Are there? How many are there? There's a few.
There are 7 right now.
7. Okay.
It's a long answer. Actually, it's 5.
Okay. That's
we
a
get
long
into
story.
There were 7, and then 2 of them debranded.
Oh.
And we are
That's very
probably
Taiwan.
going to take them over.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to rebrand,
Put them back
introduce
in.
them into Anytime.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very different in Taiwan because
that's a common thing, the D brand. A lot of people, anyways, I've been doing the restaurant and F&B for 20 years, and I've seen many people buy the franchise. They get in, and then there's a place, if you go by the Zhishan MRT, across the street from Carrefour, there's a place called Subber, and it's basically Subway.
Okay.
But it's Subber, and it's instead of Coke, they use Pepsi.
Okay.
It's instead of Coke products, it's all Pepsi. And it's just a guy who was doing it for a long time, and he just changed it enough to legally. I think they went to court or whatever, but eventually Subway lost and they gave up. So there's a place called Subber. There's a place called Second Floor Cafe, and I guess the founder worked for I don't know how many years, but a very long time in I believe it was a Fridays, and it's basically a Taiwanese Fridays knockoff. I mean, I'm not gonna get in trouble for this, obviously, but but the second floor is booming. It's all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the D brand is a common thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Asia or if it's Taiwan, but it's in Taiwan for sure. Yeah. So anyways, no, but I think that I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm saying that the D brand is something.
It's okay. It's okay. You asked me before if there was any topic I didn't want to talk about.
Okay, the D brand.
I couldn't think of any.
Okay.
But I'm realizing now that this is one area I could get into the specifics, but I shouldn't because it's still ongoing right now.
No, let's skip that. Let's skip that.
So
Skip that. So you're here. You just signed the master franchisee.
Yeah.
So the step from you're in Malaysia, and you're like, let's open some in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you know what, let's do the one in Taiwan. And now you're like, let's become the master franchisee and that means.
So the fact,
what does it mean?
So the fact that we opened in Malaysia, then opened the door, so that corporate was interested in discussing with us, the possibility of us taking over the rights to Anytime Fitness in Taiwan.
Okay.
And so everything.
Corporate's thinking, we need a guy. We need somebody who's like, gonna make this rock.
So they
hit you up.
They've done something similar. So that's how Anytime took over the Philippines.
Okay.
They call it a regional agent. So they had a regional agent who took over the rights to the Philippines and grew the brand there.
Okay.
And then it was the same thing in Malaysia. I believe the same thing in Singapore, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So these are the 3 countries here in Southeast Asia. They call it Southeast Asia region that have been taken over by Anytime. So these are the success stories. Philippines, complete market share is owned by Anytime Fitness.
Great.
Same with Malaysia, same with Singapore. And
so
your
members can go there. That's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So sorry,
that's our value prop. I'll say it again. I've said
that.
it several times. Anytime Fitness's value proposition is that when you're a member, you can go to any location, and our goal is to be the 7-Eleven of gyms. So we want to have locations everywhere so that it's convenient to you as a member.
I love that.
If you're like going to visit a friend here, there's a gym there. If you're going to work at this office, there's a gym there. You go home, you have a gym right there. So we want to have a lot of locations.
Hotel gyms suck.
Yeah. So we want to have a lot of locations. We don't do the big box thing. We're a smaller footprint. 5,000, 6,000 square feet is usually the most common. Yeah. And so, our goal is not to be huge, not to be a huge space, but to be everywhere that you are. So
that's smart.
Anyway, so we negotiated this. This took a while, but we negotiated it and finally came to an agreement where we purchased the rights to. So we purchased the rights to Anytime Fitness in Taiwan. So basically,
fantastic, man.
We're going to grow the brand here.
I love that.
Anybody who wants to be a part of it works with us.
Okay.
And we have raised funds to open 17 gyms.
Beautiful.
So that's on our end.
Okay.
We are doing that. But then we also want to have other people come in to do it as well. But for us, on our end, we're going to open 17 gyms in the next approximately 3 years.
Okay.
In Taiwan, we're trying to focus on Taipei, but there are other locations in other cities that we are.
Of course, probably like a Shinju.
Yes.
Like a Shinju by the everybody's always like the technology park. That's where the money is. You got to put a restaurant there.
I'll say a little bit, but not too much.
All right,
No, I'll say a little bit.
Shinju,
we should have 2 coming on next year. At some point next year, we'll have 2 locations in Shinju.
Nice. Yeah. Beautiful. Congrats. That's beautiful, man. So now that they're already, you said there's 5 to 7, let's say, places, right?
Yeah.
Anytime.
So the existing ones.
So the existing ones,
those
now they report to you.
No. So the existing ones, they are.
Sorry if I'm touching the.
So first of all, I'd say nobody reports to us. We're not. We're not corporate.
Gotcha.
We're not the brand. People still work directly with the brand.
Gotcha.
Which is actually an Asian subsidiary. So they work with the Asian AF corporate.
Gotcha.
And not the U.S.
Gotcha.
Asian AF corporate.
Okay.
But we're facilitators, so we can help them if they want us to, but technically the ones that are existing don't really work with us.
Gotcha.
But every gym from now on works with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, master franchisee, congrats. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing, man. And for only being here a couple years, right?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind.
The takeover is planned, right?
Yeah.
And I think that it's it's needed because a lot of people skip the gym. Like I usually just do like a park sort of calisthenics thing. Mm-hmm. One of the main reasons is because I've been burned by like the world gyms so many times. And it's just like you go in there and it's just this super fast, slick snake oil salesman sort of sliminess all the time. And it's just like, people get sick of that, right? People get sick of that. And I got sick of that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd rather go with Agong and do pull-ups in the park.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'll do that because just to avoid the sliminess.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I hate to be that guy, but it's just it's just like
One thing that's nice.
It's tough.
And I hope we keep the culture the way it is.
So-
One thing that's nice is, a lot of our employees, a lot of our trainers say that they like working at any time because it's a chill environment, and they're not working their butts off to try to sell people.
It's huge.
And like convince people.
Huge.
There's other gyms that, from what I hear, it's like they're constantly
From what I know,
barraging you with like trying to sell you on things.
Yeah.
And we don't have to. And so I think our employees really like that kind of environment.
I think people underestimate a good work environment. People that don't own a business, they underestimate that, because if you've got a cool place and you're making a good living or whatever, and you're having a good time, you kind of enjoy it, because there's a very small percentage of people I think in the world that enjoy their job, right? So if people are liking their job, that's 90%.
Yeah.
Man. That's 90% of it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
So Anytime Fitness, right? So we're blowing up. We're blowing up anytime, man. I love that. I love that.
Things are looking really good so far. I mean, definitely it's the kind of thing where, you have to check with me in a year and 2 years.
We'll do that. Let's do it. Yeah.
But so far, everything's going really well. Like,
that's beautiful.
We're constantly working on opening new gyms.
That's great.
And the numbers that we see in the pre-sales and so forth are positive. So those feel good. The fundraising side, which is really our job, our responsibility, is going great. Like we've been getting a lot of interest.
That's beautiful.
And I think it's just going to keep growing, because people are like, it's mostly very successful franchisees in these other countries who are like, where can we go next?
Okay.
And so we're trying to show them why Taiwan is the place.
I think, like I was saying earlier, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but people in Taiwan, they're so sick of being burned by like Alexander gyms or the California gym or the World Gym. And I'm not trying to bash these gyms, but I've been here for, again, I'm like a middle-aged dude. I've been here for half my life, man. And I've just got such crap treatment at so many gyms, and just being harassed the whole time to hire a personal trainer. And I'm like, no, I'm just here to do my thing. And it's crazy. So tell me the theory behind a 24-hour gym. Are there people that will go at 3 a.m? Tell me the theory behind that.
In some markets, yes, definitely. I'm actually not sure about Taiwan. Yeah, I'm not sure. I should know. I'll check with my wife, because we can see the way it works.
People
since it's
swipe
24.
in.
It's all electronic. So so we can see the numbers, and I just never have asked.
No, I'm
what
curious.
It's like.
Yeah, it's cool.
What I can tell you though is, like in Malaysia, for example, people actually schedule training sessions in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Like there will be PT sessions at 3 a.m.
Wow.
or 4 a.m.
with the personal trainer at 3 a.m.
Yes.
And the
so I know they want that in Malaysia.
Okay.
Actually, because when I'm in Malaysia, I'm usually on Google looking up the gyms.
Okay.
So I'll see like how Google shows you the hours, like the busy hours of the place.
Like
and so
the analytics,
I've
right?
seen plenty of times when I look up a gym in Malaysia, and like midnight, 1 a.m. is when there's like a lot of people. There's like a spike in people. So I know Malaysia does it. I don't know if Taiwan has a lot of people going 24 hours, but I mean, the concept behind the 24-hour business is that if you can be consistent and people know that you'll be there, it doesn't mean that they need to go in the middle of the night. But you already, it's a great selling point in getting people to want to be a part of the business, because they know they can count on it. Even if they're not planning to go in the middle of the night, it just helps. So
there's nothing worse than, you changing your routine, you do your 5 a.m., get up and you do all your stuff, and then you go to, I won't mention again, to one of the local gyms, and they're not even open. And you're like, okay, well, I'm paying for this membership, and this is the time I can go. Like for me, I have because I have, the wife and the kid and the restaurant, and I have a lot. I've got a lot on my plate, but have small windows, and a lot of those windows, the gyms wouldn't be open. So that's why I stopped, and I just figured I'm going to go to the park, and while everybody's doing their qigong, or their tai chi, right? I'm just going to do my kind of pull-uppy thing and calisthenic stuff. So I do love the gym. I grew up going to the gym. I'm definitely way older than you are, but I grew up with
Tell me.
I'm 47. Brother.
Okay.
I'm 47. Okay. So you're like, fuck, he's old.
No. I'm getting close.
You getting close to 40? No. You're getting close to 35.
So what do you think?
You look like
I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that.
Right,
people always think I'm younger than I look.
The Asians don't raisin.
So I'm 41.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that I grew up through like Arnold Schwarzenegger pumping iron, when in high school I'd go to the gym, and I loved the gym. I grew up I played soccer, but I loved the gym. The bench press and the squats. I love all that stuff. But again, about a year or so ago, I stopped because, I switched to the calisthenic thing, which is good too. It's not as rewarding, I think, but it's good. I just don't want to. I just like to do it when I have my, I got this time, 45 minutes here. I'm gonna head over to the park. I'm gonna do my thing, right? But a lot of the times, and in Taiwan, also the gym etiquette. Sometimes people will sit on the bench and, do their selfies and chat. And maybe that's how it is everywhere, because I live here now. But people, they'll sit on the one bench press for 45 minutes, and you're like, I gotta get my, and you just can't get it, right? So, so I think. I don't know, man, but I think that I've always thought that the 24-hour thing is good. I know a guy down south that has a couple of like his own independent ones. I haven't talked to him in a long time. The last time I talked to him, he was wanting to flip out of that. So anyways, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe you guys can connect or something. But Kaohsiung. But man. So you've got all this stuff going on, and now you're like, now I've got the time to do the music.
Sort of.
Full circle.
I mean, I started doing music 2 years ago, seriously in Taiwan. I started about 2 years ago. So it's been happening concurrently with the gyms.
Gotcha.
And to be totally clear, like my wife actually, I would say she handles 80% of all the gym stuff.
Gotcha.
Like she drives everything. I basically do like busy work that she assigns to me.
Gotcha.
And then I also kind of help her, like she consults with me on like a lot of the big decisions.
I like that. Yeah.
But it's 80% for sure. It's 80% her.
That's awesome.
Like she runs a lot of stuff.
I'd love to get her on one day, man.
She's a great operations person. She's really good at like, strategizing and then fixing operations for business. So she's been great for this stuff.
Beautiful.
Like she's been really great.
It's beautiful, man. And so now you're doing let me blast through some pictures here real quick. I don't know. Can you see over the light here? Yeah.
I see. Can
you see it? Bam.
Going on.
All right. Yeah. Is that your first location, or what is this?
No, this is the second one. This is the first one in Malaysia.
Okay.
And I was taking this picture because it was the first time I was seeing the gym after it opened.
Okay.
So my wife had come, maybe 3 times, gone to Penang.
That's your first Malaysian.
Our first Malaysian gym, and I, so I felt I liked it because it was my. I was the one to go to Malaysia to get us started. Mm-hmm. So she had me do that. She's like, oh, you're the real estate guy. You go, you find the locations. So I did that. But then after I found the location, got the ball rolling, then she took over. So she was the one going over there to get things ready, to get things open.
Love it.
And then this was my first time seeing the gym after it opened. So I got to see it when it was nothing. And like we were looking and considering. And then when I when I saw it this time, it was like a full gym. It looked great.
What's that feeling? That's got to be great, no?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I gotta say, you probably understand this. Like I met with the staff.
Okay.
And I felt like, this is pretty cool that we created this, and like the staff was really bought in. So like we had these enthusiastic people who are all working on this business that we started, and it's just like, that was cool. Yeah.
That's a story. I love that. Is that the same one?
Yeah. That's the entryway to
Beautiful. And then we got some music ones, right? So you did a podcast.
Yeah. It was
right. You're on a podcast. I thought it was your podcast. That's why I snagged that. Yeah.
No, this photo is from Asian America. It's a pretty big podcast that I got to be a part of.
Beautiful.
I guess I like talking, so I go on a lot of podcasts.
Never underestimate the power of talking, man. It's crazy. Boom. And now we got the music.
Right.
Jamming.
So this I shared these photos. I think. Wait, no, this is from Instagram.
I got some photos from you. I got some from Instagram because I wanted to get some of you jamming, right? Yeah.
It's something I need to do because you wanted a photo of me playing, and to be honest, I don't have a lot to choose from. So that's the problem. It's something I need to pay attention to. I need to
a photographer
get
there
some.
Once in a while. Yeah.
Because I've tried to.
You're doing well already. So you're doing.
I've tried to pay attention to like getting audio recordings and sometimes video recordings of the shows.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I've dropped the ball when it comes to getting like good photos.
All right.
This was from we had a sort of professional come to this show.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to me, so it was great. I'm lucky that I have these photos because somebody who knew what he was doing came.
Nice.
But generally speaking, I need to get more pictures of performance.
Pictures and video is always good, right? It's always good, man. This is a cool one. I went through this and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, so this is
Calisthenics Park stuff.
So my band went on tour in Taiwan a month ago, and so this was just us hanging out. I took some photos.
Literally.
When we were.
Literally, I like that.
When we had some downtime, so it was fun. It was a great time. Yeah. Yeah.
I got a couple more
from the same tour. Yeah, same
tour.
So, so this is my main band, like my personal band, Project Maximus. So we play all of my songs.
That's a good name.
Yeah. We play all of my songs. You can find. I use Project Maximus because that's what I used, 12, 13 years ago.
I love that.
And so I have stuff online already. So I just kept the same name. I don't know if I was gonna do it over again, if I could come up with a better name, but that's what I use here in Taiwan. And then I also play.
Where are you guys playing?
Our next show is at Red Room. Red Room Rendezvous,
okay.
December 26th.
I know Manav, yeah. Okay. December 26th.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff scheduled. There's a lot of stuff in the works, but I'll say over the last 2 years, I've performed a ton. Like there was one stretch I was probably doing a show a week.
Oh wow!
Every weekend I had a show for like a year. Like it was just nonstop. And so I think it was important to me because I really learned how to perform. I think I learned a lot from that.
Okay.
But now I don't need to burn myself out. Averaging one show a week. Like back then there's some weekends I'd have 1, 2, 3 on a weekend.
I know a lot of musicians that are like they're hustling and it's a lot. That's a lot, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not making a living from it. So I know there's this bassist Sujong, bassist. I played with him and he's a pro, and so he's making a living doing this. This is his job, and I know he does 4 shows a week, probably something like that. I've seen his schedule, talked to him a bit, and so there's definitely people who play a lot more than once a week. But
those guys are not doing all the stuff that you're doing as well, right? That's their one thing, right? That's their thing. Yeah. All right, let's go. I got 2 more. That's a cool one. The TikTok medley. What is this?
I don't even remember. This is going way back. There was a time when I was trying to get back into playing music.
Testing the TikTok.
I got out of my comfort zone a little bit and just started playing random things on YouTube. And so this is that time, and I was just playing a bunch of songs that were popular on TikTok.
I think you got to do that. You got to get out of the comfort zone. We'll talk about comfort zone in a sec here, and I'll pull this last picture up first.
Yeah. So this was the tour. So this was the show down in Hengchuan.
Okay.
At me and my buddy's band, we went down there to play. and it was awesome. It was awesome, and we're like, we got to go back. So we've already scheduled for March. We've scheduled another trip back to Hengchuan to play there at Shore Bar. They're super nice, super cool people at that venue, and then we were scheduling a few other shows in Hengchuan as well.
Nice,
at that time. So
nice.
Yeah.
If people were to ask you, what's your style of music? Like how would you describe your style?
So my music project that I'm going under Project Maximus,
yeah.
we are like, it's all like pop rock.
Okay.
Like piano driven pop rock basically.
Okay.
I play also. I'm like a full-time member of another band called Electric Monk. Okay. Actually, that's the photos from the show that you had. Yeah, that one. That's with Electric Monk, and that's a punk rock. I would say like a pretty straight-up punk rock band.
Okay.
And those are, I love playing with them. And when I play with Electric Monk, I get to play piano, I get to play guitar, I play violin. So I play all three instruments, and that's one of the things I like about it. I like the band, I like the music, but I also like that I get to just like play, and it's just fun. It's my chance to like play these other instruments that I don't play in other bands. You know,
it's when you're doing so much, sometimes it's fun not to be the leader, right? You know,
yeah.
Probably
exactly.
Right?
So I'm not thinking too much.
Yeah.
Like with Project Maximus, there's a lot of stress and a lot of thinking the whole time, and a lot of preparation. But with Electric Monk, I just go and play, and I just have a fun time.
I think that's great.
So it's that's been cool, and that's why I really like playing with them as well. I think the number is 10 bands. Since I came to Taiwan, I've played with 10 different bands.
Okay.
All the other bands I've enjoyed playing with, but these are my two main.
Okay.
These are the two ongoing.
Nice.
Like I continue to play. We have shows scheduled and we do things.
So if people want to find you, if people want to book you, I mean, how can they find you? I got your in the description below. I got your Instagram.
Yeah. Project Maximus, the Instagram.
That's the best way?
That's the best way to reach me. And you know, like I said, I do a lot of stuff for Electric Monk too. So if you want Electric Monk or Project Maximus, talk to me there.
Beautiful, man. We're over an hour already, but I'm having time flies, right?
Shoot.
You're having a good chat, right? Is there anything that you wanted to make sure that you hit on that we didn't hit on yet?
Not really.
Not really?
I didn't have any agenda coming here. Just
chill,
hang out and talk. Not exactly, but I hope to do a lot more music.
Nice. Okay.
That's my personal like passion that I want. You know, obviously Anytime Fitness is important to me in my life,
of course.
But I think that's happening. Like that's a train that's like not stopping. That's going. So
okay.
So I don't even, you know, whether I'm involved or not, I'm helping my wife out. But if I wasn't involved in it, I think it's still just taken off.
Okay.
But yeah, my music, I love playing. I think I feel like I've come a long way in the last 2 years with the music, and I'm hoping to just keep going and like keep that same progress and get to play bigger shows and get my music further out there. So that's
all right. So last question.
Okay.
Best case scenario, 5 years from now. Where's Project Maximus? Where's Anytime Fitness? 5 years from now, best case scenario. And I know we're gonna hit that shit. So hell yeah.
I was gonna say that with Anytime Fitness. I think the best case scenario is also what I expect, which is probably there'll be about 40 to 50 Anytime Fitnesses in Taiwan.
Nice.
And still growing. The long-term vision that corporate has and that we share is to be over 100, you know, in like looking about 7-8 years out.
Okay.
Malaysia just hit 100. They just opened their 100th gym. And
okay.
I think totally like 4 or 5 years ago they were in single digits. I think. Wow. I'm not sure. Something like that. But yeah, I mean they've grown really fast.
Nice.
For Malaysia. I mean Singapore is at 140 Singapore, the city-state, the tiny city, has 140
Wow.
Anytime Fitnesses. Yeah.
Singapore is a special place, right? It's like it's very small, but the spending power is through the roof.
But
I think, right?
There's an Anytime Fitness every like 3 blocks that you
It's
walk.
like 7-Elevens here.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Man. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Since I'm saying this,
Yeah.
Japan, 1,000, over 1,000 in Japan.
Okay. Wow.
And the guy, and actually it's one guy who has opened all of them.
Really?
Yes, like
Wow.
he's, when I say open them, I don't know the financial situation,
Of
but
course.
he's the one who's been in charge of opening all 1,000 gyms in Japan, and he says I want to have one in every train station. There's like 1,600 train stations, so he's like I still have a
He's
lot more
working
work
on
to
it.
do. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So
I
that's
admire that.
that's the mindset. I mean, that's
You have to
that's
have
what
that.
Anytime is that we want to saturate and then make it super convenient for you, so
Yeah.
that's the only gym you think about is that I'm going to be part of a gym anytime.
It's that brand, right? It's like
Yeah.
that branding of when you think of like a McDonald's,
Yeah.
right? You're like, well, that's McDonald's.
Yeah.
You want to be like,
Yeah.
hey, I mean, obviously McDonald's food, questionable, but I mean, I'm talking about branding,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Be like anytime.
Right.
We're thinking gym that I can go anytime.
Right.
It's anytime.
Yeah.
Good name
exactly.
too. Good
Exactly.
name too.
Exactly.
Man,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming.
Sweet.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's always great for me to meet entrepreneurs that are killing it and
Thanks.
following their passions, man.
Thanks.
It's
Thanks a
beautiful.
lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you
Cool.
guys next week. All right, bye-bye.
Everybody for watching Eddie's show. We feel only happiness, don't feel any sorrow. Welcome everybody to watch more on his content. Eddie Live Podcast. Eddie Live Podcast.